Hello, everyone. Welcome to our English Learning Podcast. I am your host, A, and I am so happy you are here with us today.
Hi, everyone. I am B. We are so excited to help you practice your English today. This is going to be a fun and very useful episode.
Yes, it is. Today, we are talking about a very inspiring topic. We are talking about the future, specifically dreams and goals.
That is a great topic. But let's start with a question. A, what is the difference between a dream and a goal? They sound similar, right?
That is a very good question. Well, to me, a dream is something beautiful we imagine. It is like a picture in our mind of what we want, maybe in the future.
Like saying, I want to speak perfect English one day. That is a beautiful dream. But it is a bit general, isn't it?
Exactly. A dream is the big picture. A goal, on the other hand, is something you actually plan to do. It has steps and a real plan.
So a goal would be, I am going to study English vocabulary for 15 minutes every single day. That is a concrete plan.
Yes, that is a perfect goal. Today, we want to help you talk about both. We want to give you the exact words to share your own dreams and plans.
This is so important for our intermediate learners. Talking about your future plans is a great way to connect with other people in English.
It really is. So, are you ready to learn some great phrases? Let's start with how we make real plans in English.
Awesome. Up next, we will look at two very common phrases. I'm going to and I'm planning on. Let's see how we use them.
So, now that we've talked about our big dreams, let's get into the concrete plans. Things we are actually decided on doing. How do we say that in English?
The most common way is definitely I'm going to. For example, I'm going to visit my family next month. I already bought the tickets.
Perfect example. And in daily conversation, we almost never say going to clearly. It usually sounds like gonna. I'm gonna visit my family.
Yes, I'm gonna. Listeners, try saying that out loud. I'm gonna study English tonight. It's so natural.
But what if we are still organizing the details? That's where planning comes in. We have two great structures here, planning to and planning on.
Oh, yes, there is a small grammar trap here. If you use planning to, you must follow it with a verb. Like, I'm planning to buy a new laptop.
Right, but if you use planning on, you need the ing form of the verb, the gerund. I'm planning on buying a new laptop.
It's a tiny difference, but using the wrong one can sound a bit strange to native speakers. Let's practice. What are you planning on doing this weekend?
Well, I'm planning on cleaning my apartment. Exciting, right? And I'm planning to cook a big dinner on Sunday.
Hey, a clean apartment is great. For me, I'm planning to study some Spanish, and I'm planning on meeting a friend for coffee.
Those are excellent, real-life examples. Notice how planning to and planning on feel just a little bit more flexible than gonna.
Exactly. Gonna means it's 100% decided. Planning on means you are actively making it happen, but maybe the time isn't locked in yet.
Like, I'm planning on taking an English exam next year. You are working towards it, even if you haven't booked the test date yet.
Yes, that is a perfect distinction for our intermediate learners who are setting their study goals right now.
So we have gonna for definite plans and planning to or planning on for things we are currently organizing.
But what about the things we want to do, but we aren't actively organizing yet? The less certain things?
The possibilities. That is a whole different set of phrases, like I hope to and I might. Let's look at those next. So we've talked about our solid plans, the things we are definitely going to do. But what about those dreams that are a bit more, well, up in the air? The things we want but aren't entirely sure about yet.
Oh, I love this part. This is where we get to dream. In English, when we talk about these softer plans, we often use phrases like I hope to or I'd like to. For example, I hope to visit Japan next year, but I haven't bought any tickets yet.
Exactly. It's a desire, not a fixed schedule. I might say, I'm thinking about taking an art class. It means it's on my mind, but I haven't signed up. It's a possibility.
And that brings us to a really useful word, might. It's the ultimate word for uncertainty. I might go to the beach this weekend, or I might just stay home and read.
Yes, might is perfect for those 50-50 situations. But we have to be careful with the grammar here. This is a super common trap for English learners. Have you noticed how people sometimes say, I might to go?
Yes, that is a big one. Remember, everyone might is a modal verb, which is just a fancy way of saying it doesn't like the word to after it. You just say, I might go, I might buy, I might study. No to allowed.
Right. Just drop the to completely. I might move to a new apartment, not I might to move. That sounds so much more natural when you get that right.
Definitely. Let's practice a quick contrast. If I say, I'm going to learn French, that's a firm plan. But if I say, I might learn French, what does that mean to you, A?
To me, it means you bought a French textbook, but it's currently gathering dust on your shelf, and you're still deciding if you'll actually open it.
Hey, don't attack my dusty books like that. But yes, you are totally right. It's just an option I'm considering.
So, for our listeners, think about your own English goals. You could say, I hope to speak English fluently, or I'm thinking about taking an English exam next month.
Yes, use those phrases to share your dreams with us. And speaking of practicing, we are about to move into our final segment, where we put all of this together.
That's right. Up next, we'll wrap things up and give you some active challenges to try out these phrases in your daily life. Wow, we have covered so much ground today. Time really flies when you were talking about the future.
It really does. Let us do a quick recap of the key phrases we explored to help everyone remember them.
Right. First, we had I'm going to and I'm planning on for those firm, concrete plans we have already decided on.
Yes, like I'm going to practice English for 15 minutes every single day. A solid commitment.
And then we talked about dreams and possibilities using I hope to and I might. These are perfect for things that are not 100% certain yet.
Exactly. For example, I hope to visit London next year, or I might take an advanced English exam soon. It is all about the level of certainty.
Now it is your turn to practice. We want to hear from you. What are your plans and hopes?
Yes, please share. Go down to the YouTube comments right now and write 2 sentences about your goals.
Use I'm going to for a firm plan and I hope to for a big dream. We promise to read them and reply.
It is the best way to make these phrases stick in your memory. Plus, our community is incredibly supportive.
Before we go, here is a little sneak peek for next week. We are diving deeper into a common point of confusion.
Oh, yes. We will compare I want to versus I hope to. They sound similar, but they actually feel very different to a native speaker.
You do not want to miss that one. Thank you so much for listening today. Keep practicing, and we will see you next time.
Bye-bye, everyone. Happy learning.